We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome back to These Unprecedented Gauge, your go-to podcast for all things queer, where we unpack the nuances of LGBTQ plus life in these unprecedented times.
Wait. Better than fart. Wait, not fart.
You don't want to fart and taste it. No. Better to burp and taste it.
Better to burp and taste the fart.
So anyway, I like to carry.
If that's what you're into,
I like to carry baby wipes in my airplane bag.
We didn't have them on the last trip, though.
Because I always think that I usually go number 2 on the plane. For a long distance, I'm that guy.
It scares the shit out of me. No.
Literally.
No.
Okay, but like, do you, because I worry, like, okay, it's probably going to smell. So it's like...
It doesn't smell because the vacuum just sucks that shit right out.
Literally.
But like, also...
this is not a poop show, we promise.
But like the air is circulated.
Girl,
like,
listen, if you got a stinky one, everybody gonna know.
Right, I don't think so.
And listen, everyone, when you are all rules and norms go away when you're on a plane because you can't escape.
You are on a metal cylinder traveling faster and higher than you ever should. And you know what? That smell is miles behind you by the time.
Correct. And you know what? Everyone, if it isn't you, it's someone else.
You left it in another time zone, right?
Correct.
So Google AI says airplane lavatories are ventilated, and the vacuum system sucks waste into a holding tank, while fresh air is constantly pumped into the lavatory.
It doesn't matter.
Some lavatories also have exhaust fans that pull air out through.
You know, how come
Just
we
bring
never
your
hear about
Febreze.
the guy whose job it is to clean out that holding tank?
Oh, God.
Or just the bathroom.
That is an underrespected
It's the tube guy
job.
that goes up and like...
Well, like,
I don't think, I think they just like hook up a tube.
Don't they just like release it over the ocean or something?
No,
Oh my
I think
God.
that's what we used to think. Because trains used to do that. It would like shoot it down onto the track.
I remember.
No.
Remember what happened in Chicago when Dave Matthews Band were touring, and the bus driver released the waste over a bridge over the water, and it hit a one of those architecture tour boats.
You might say that the bridge was over troubled waters.
They obviously had a shitty time on that one.
800 pounds of human waste.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
You didn't hear about this? It's like
That's just me on a Monday.
That's the year I
How
graduated
dare
high
you talk
school.
to me about me that
For
way?
real. But listen, no, on a plane, like, you can't escape it. So, like, I think it's like, look, after a while, it'll dissipate and it's going to go away and you're going to be fine.
I just worry that every time they're looking at me like, that's the guy that flew at the bathroom.
No. Sometimes I have to fart on planes because there's something about being in a plane that, like, makes you gassier. Maybe it's just me.
I'm convinced the seats are magical.
There's something, but then I'm always like, okay, I always let out a little one and I'm like, okay, does it smell? Just like,
You have incredible fart control.
just like a little, like,
I would just like the audience to know that Joe letting out even
I'm
small...
very conspicuous.
His face is
Inconspicuous?
all about, like, I'm letting out a fart right now.
No.
I hope that...
No, because when I'm on the plane,
No,
I'm
you
like,
have fart face.
well, you know it.
Everybody knows that you're doing
No.
something over there in your seat, and you lift up the
No.
cheek.
No, that's what I'm saying. On the plane, you got to be strategic, and you just let out a little one, and then you're like, okay. Because when we were on our overnight to London, I was ripping out the whole fucking flight because everyone was asleep.
Oh my God.
But I was like, I had to fart, and I don't have to go to the fucking like toilet every single time to fart. And I'm like, listen, it's happening.
Then people are going to be talking about
About
you
me?
more.
They're like, oh my God. And then sometimes they're like loud, but like you can't hear because the the cabin pressure.
That's what you think until that woman across the way is like,
Because I do have my headphones.
That's why the seats are always cheaper next to the lavatory.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But like we always we try to sit in like the bulkhead part, so right in front of the
Which is different.
But you have space, because that's like the the wing thingy, right? And then it's the bathroom.
Yeah, it just depends on the layout.
Or those depends on the
Depends.
It depends.
Well, there you go. Now you don't have to go to the bathroom because just get your depends on.
Maybe I should.
No.
I mean, because like when we were coming back, I was just like, I gotta go to the bathroom. But then I was like, I don't want to do it on the plane.
Just bring like, I don't know if they sell like air fresheners or whatever.
No, I brought that with us. Because, like, I brought a little, like,
on your
to-go poopery.
Uh-huh.
Like, so, like, in the cruise ship and stuff, I, like, just spray the toilet because it's, like, it's a smaller room as it is. So I'm just like, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can.
100%. But then you know what? Like, honestly, the secret is get a candle, but you can't do that on the plane. Like,
And
if
you
you're
can't do that on a cruise ship either.
You can't light a candle on the cruise?
No, girl.
Oh.
You can't have any open flames.
Oh.
Except for me!
You're going to burn that city down.
Wait, you can't have any... Well, like, in a hotel, that's... Yes, you can do that in a hotel. Get, like, some Febreze or, like, a candle. Like, from
I
the
still
drugstore.
don't think they want you to light a
Don't
candle
use
in
the
there.
Febreze with the
That's the best
candle.
part. Yeah.
Jill loves the poopery.
Yes, but the little travel one's not enough. Girl, you got to fucking...
much?
40 sprays.
Oh, my God.
One little tube per use.
You can change your diet. I think.
each one of those little travel ones is single use
use
also.
only? Yeah, give me a 4-pack. And I'm good for 2 days.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're going to talk about our trip, but how was your week, Joe?
Very boring. I mean, you guys obviously have way more because you are finally home and welcome back to America. This week hasn't been super crazy. We saw you guys over the weekend for a pool party, which was nice to get into the pool. And I've just been like kind of really busy with work, and I'm getting ready for Bachelorette this upcoming weekend in like Santa Rosa area, Northern California.
Oh, that's really pretty up there.
Yeah, it's in, I think, Windsor.
Sonoma.
Windsor? So we got like an Airbnb, which will be nice.
That's like really close to where Corbell is.
Well, I think, yeah, they're doing wine tasting on Friday, and then I get in early afternoonish or whatever, and then we're just, I think, there's like, I actually don't know the itinerary, but...
Are you renting a car?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with my Capital One Venture
Are
X
you their
card.
designated driver?
I will find out. There's 8 ladies.
Yeah.
Or 7 ladies and a man.
Make some money on that.
What does that mean?
Make them pay you to be
Well,
the
also,
DD.
what kind of car are you renting? Because you can't drive all 8 of them. in one
No,
day.
you're right. I think I got just like a Corolla.
He's renting a bus,
Because with the Capital One
Sprinter van.
No, I got the little like
for
tiny car because you get automatically upgraded with my Capital One card. Perks. Hertz President's Club. Woo!
Okay.
I like use it for the first time when I was in North Carolina a couple weeks ago for work, and I was like, I don't know where to go. Because like I went in and I was like, where do I go? And they're like, oh, you're in the President's Club. And I was like, but which car is mine? They're like, you can pick any of them.
car, yeah.
And I was like, I can pick any of them? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, any? I've never had that before.
Choices. Don't give me choices.
So I got like basically the same car that I have, just like a little Honda, like a CRV. What am I going to get? Escalade?
Why not?
Hell yeah.
Because I had to drive far and it was a gas guzzler. Although gas was only $2.20
Oh, see? You can
in the middle of nowhere.
Live it up.
Carolina.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
So one of the fun things we did this weekend is we watched Minecraft.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I loved it.
I know you did.
Oh my god! It just
Nick did not.
It was,
No.
yeah. What Nick didn't say is that I had a little weed gummy. So I think that's why I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Did you ever play the game, though?
No, I've never played the game. So I don't know. I know it's all about like blocks, but that's it.
Yeah, it's just open source building.
So there's no like...
So you can build anything you can imagine in it.
Oh.
So
No like levels or anything?
I think that if we played Minecraft and knew about it, it would be a much more exciting movie.
I loved it. I thought it was the funniest movie
But I'm
in the
like,
world.
what the fuck is going on?
It was
did
great.
you not have an edible?
No,
He did the buzz drops.
I did some drops and
Oh.
they didn't work.
Did me a little one gun.
Even if I was high, I would have been like, what the fuck is going on?
It was the best. I loved it. That's, yeah, pretty much Pretty much me. You guys get the way more to talk about.
I know we're gonna have to get into it, but like first we're gonna talk about mouth to mouth.
Oh,
Mouth to mouth resuscitation. I know Andy told me I needed to like switch it up a little bit or
Change it?
something.
that was so mask.
It was very masked. It was very like almost Transylvanian.
Okay,
Transylvanian.
in Pride Month.
So what's giving you life, Chuck?
So the thing that's giving me life is two things. I guess three things. So first is it's a non-alcoholic like spirit called Ritual, and it's like spiced rum. But I had like a mocktail Moscow Mule, and it was in it with ginger beer, and I was like, this is actually really good.
Was that in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the only thing is they're expensive.
Yeah.
Girl, the mocktails, like whoever is the manufacturer, good for you because you are profiting.
Well, yeah, because the mocktails are almost as expensive as the alcoholic drink.
They're more. There's like the Athletic Brewing beer, and I think like a 6-pack is more than like a 6-pack of beer.
Well, because that's it's a little bit
It's
more
trendy.
It's niche.
But it's kind of cool that there's a market for people who don't want to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
And you can still have a trendy drink or go to a fancy bar and pay a lot of money for the privilege of not drinking.
Yeah, but it was like, I was surprised at how good it tastes because a lot of the mocktails I have is just like simple syrup stuff and like juice. And I was like, oh, I'm not mad at that.
I call a lemonade a mocktail.
Oh my Lord. A mocktail
I got
lemonade.
two. I got a lemonade and an iced tea, and you can mix them together.
Your iced tea.
Call it Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer.
That's a true craft cocktail, though.
It's good,
You have
yeah.
to be mixing,
Oh, yeah.
shaking.
Not stirred. So the second thing is the chocolate that you guys brought back with the chips in it.
The Toronto.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was trying to like understand like what it's filled with because it's like not all
almond,
chocolate.
It's an almond, a soft almond.
Yeah, because it's like almost like a nougat mousse. It was really, really good.
Nut butter, as they say.
Oh, my favorite.
Lies.
Right?
I think nut butter might be the name of this episode.
Wait, is nut butter semen?
Yes.
Yes.
Like nut butter.
Oh, must be jelly because jam don't shake. And then the third thing is also chocolate, but it's the Tony's chocolate. I think it's called Tony's.
Yeah, Tony's, yeah.
It's actually really good.
It's very good.
And there's so many options.
Right.
So the we got like the regular one, and I was like, oh, this is pretty tasty. And then they have like raspberry, and then like hazelnut, and then like a multi one. So definitely shout out to Tony's chocolate. And then wherever you got your chocolate from. Available wherever you buy your chocolate from.
So that's a really classic Barcelona treat. Like
Really?
They make hard turon and soft.
With the chip stuff.
Yum, yum.
Well, that was
All
just,
different
they
flavors.
make all different flavors of it too.
Oh, so this just that is called a Turon.
It's called a Turon, yeah.
And then there's different fillings in it.
correct. Like we have one with cinnamon, and then we have another one with like a toffee.
Ooh, cinnamon. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
I'm gonna give you a taste.
Oh my God! Does it have cinnamon in them?
Cinnamon in them.
Cinnamon in them. So what's giving you life, girl?
Okay, so I have a couple of things because I know Andy has one as well.
Ooh.
First thing is overcompensating. You watched it already.
Yes.
On Amazon Prime. Really good show.
NC-17.
Even though everybody in that show is way too old to be playing the age they're supposed to be playing.
Okay. Did you know that the because Benny Benito or whatever,
Benito
he's like
actually
30.
wrote it and
the
directed
whole
it.
thing.
Yeah.
He's TikTok famous, but the guy that was like the evil brother, the guy that's dating his sister,
Adam DeMarco.
he's like 37.
35.
Oh, never mind. 35.
And then
Oh, is it white chocolate? Oh,
it's cinnamon.
a cinnamon chocolate?
I don't know what kind of chocolate.
Oh, what is this? What's the filling on this one?
Cinnamon. It's soft.
It's the nut is the primary, like the nut nougat is one of the primary.
Oh, that's good. Oh, it's like a churro, but nutty.
Have you finished Upward Compensating yet, or are you just into it?
No, we're still watching it. Yeah.
What episode are you on?
We're on episode 3.
Okay.
Like the gold, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
I've only watched one
The
so
golden
far.
flesh or something like that.
There's, I think, 10 episodes or 9?
Yeah, we're not
It's
sure yet.
good. Yeah.
So the other thing that's given me life is the Sagrada Familia. I'll talk about it because we're going to talk about our trip. But like that, it has like changed my life for good.
Okay, Glenda.
It is so amazing and beautiful. And then I didn't know about this because I just found out about this. But like another thing that's given me life is Kid Rock's restaurant in Nashville was closed down on Saturday, May 10th because there was an ice raid planned on Nashville's Broadway Street, which is where all of the main at the main street where all the restaurants and bars are. There was an ice, like they were going to be out there arresting people, so a lot of the staff called out, and then I guess at some point the managers told anyone who was undocumented that they needed to go home. And so it's like, I just thought that was very funny because it's like, oh, Kid Rock is a very big Trump supporter.
Oh,
and
100%.
everything. And this whole taco thing has really got me giggling as well.
Oh my God. What is it? Trump always cowards out or something?
Trump always chickens out.
Chickens out.
So I was just like, those are things that give me life. I know Andy wanted to talk about the cleanup on photos.
Oh,
Because that was giving you life.
totally.
What's the cleanup?
New feature on your Apple photo.
New for us, anyway.
New for us. But, we're traveling and we're taking these pictures, and one of the hardest things is getting a picture without a bunch of other tourists in your way.
Yes.
So there's this magic tool that you just like turn it on and you rub the area that you want the person removed from, and they just disappear.
Do you need the AI options
it's
on
an
it?
AI connection, and I think
Okay.
what they're doing is looking at images, other people's images that have that same angle,
Really?
and literally like replicating. They know what's behind it.
Oh my God.
Somehow magically, right?
So just remember, like when you're doing that, you also have to get rid of their shadows.
Right?
Oh my God. No, it's like, wait, there's like, you guys, it's like a cute picture of just you two, and there's like 4 shadows behind you.
Scorcher.
No, I would leave the shadows just because now it's like, interesting. It's a conversation piece.
Yeah,
We'll do
exactly.
a demo after class. It's very cool.
So, all right. So for those of you who've been keeping track, Andy and I just got back from our trip to Europe. We went to, it was over 15,000 miles, 10 countries.
You went to 10 countries?
10 cities.
I was like, damn, bro.
No, 10 cities, 6 countries, 19 days, 6 trains, 5 planes, 3 boats, 1 cruise ship. It was a lot.
Wait, which countries were you in?
So we were in
Spain.
Spain, Austria,
Okay.
Hungary, Croatia, Greece, and Italy. Oh. Because we went to Vienna,
Yeah.
Austria, which was a lot of fun. And that was, it is a beautiful, beautiful city. And I was in awe of how beautiful it was. And it also was just like, it felt very laid back too.
Yeah,
I thought.
It is a spotlessly clean, sophisticated, cool city.
Could you live there?
I would totally live there.
I would totally live there.
Did you go into the hotel and say that, oh, this is nice?
Yeah. We walked into the hotel, and then we walked into our hotel room, and we're like, oh, this is nice. Now we find ourselves like, I was going to say,
It's always
to reality.
oh,
Yeah.
wow, this is nice.
and so we it was a long trip out to get us started because we flew from San Diego to Chicago, then Chicago to Barcelona, and then from Barcelona to Vienna.
All in one leg, too. Like, you didn't give
Yeah.
it any time.
Correct.
And you stayed married.
Yes, we are still married.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, there really were. There are always tensions when you're traveling, but I think both of us are very easy about that.
Right. Yes, there's going to be tensions and stuff's going to come up and you're just going to snip at each other, but then it's like, okay.
Well, and I feel like the hardest part is just getting into the first country, right?
Well, I mean, like the hardest part for us was like there are times when we're not sure where we're supposed to go and we may have like got lost or something, and it's just like, especially when we're traveling with the luggage and it's the airport and it's another language that we don't know.
And honestly, like the areas where we would get snippy maybe is when one of us has an amount of certainty about something and the other one doesn't. And it could go either way. It doesn't matter which one of us. But like, I knew where we had to go. It was not a concern, but he was convinced that we didn't know we were supposed to go, and that's where the tension comes from.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love travel tension.
Travel tension.
So,
you don't.
I hate it.
But it's fine. We made it. It was like the worst part is that when we were getting ready, we decided we were trying to do it in like 2 carry-on pieces of luggage in our backpacks, but that wasn't going to work. So we decided we were going to take the large luggage, which then meant we could bring more. But then we like, okay, so I must have miscalculated because when we went to check in for our flight to Barcelona, my bag was 48 pounds. So, which is fine. Which is fine for American Airlines,
sure.
50. So, but when we got to Barcelona, I had to then rearrange my stuff.
We're switching to Ryanair.
We're switching to Ryanair, who only gives you 44 pounds.
Oh my God, stop it.
And then they charge you €15 for every kilogram over their amount. No. Yeah.
So it'd be like another $50 to...
Right.
Oh
but
my
it was
God,
like we
for
moved some
4
stuff
pounds?
around and we got it done. Which is funny because like we flew Ryanair twice, so like that was also the one we flew back from like Vienna to Bologna. So we couldn't technically buy anything in Vienna because we didn't have any extra space.
Well, and Ryanair is like, for Americans, it's like less than Spirit and less than Frontier.
No,
it's not true.
I mean,
It's the budget airline.
They're their budget
of-
airline.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
they are their budget airline. But I will say this: they are so good.
Yeah,
and
I fly Ryanair.
love Ryanair.
Yes.
like
Have you
I
flown
thought they
Ryanair?
were.
I've heard great things about them.
They
It
actually
runs like clockwork.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very
It's
efficient.
just everything is a la carte.
and you know what? That's fine for
That's
us
like
because
Spirit,
it was
though,
like it's just like. We're fine.
Was it an
it's a
hour
It's a really
flight?
short flight.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
It's like a couple hours.
And honestly, like you, their technology is really solid. So like the app, everything happens on the app. They check you in. You literally go in, grab your luggage tags, you bring it up to this person. It's gone. You're done.
Yep.
That's convenient.
And the other thing that we had to get used to when you're in Europe is that they don't allow you to check in for your flight until 2 hours before. So they literally will not allow you to check in if you go up more than 2 hours before your flight.
Oh.
And you then have to like go to the gate area,
And they don't have
then
the gate.
wait
Yeah.
until they tell you what your gate is, which
Yeah.
is usually about 15 minutes before boarding.
I know. And you have to like look at the board and it's like, we'll tell you shortly. And it's like, where the fuck am I going? Where's the gate? That's me. I'm like, where's the gate?
And Colin, you are the same because he likes to be at the gate. Like,
He does.
he'll
That's-
relax
I want to
when
make
he
sure the
gets-
gate exists.
That's show. I'm
I
like,
need to be the
plane will take off when it takes off.
and it will
For
be without
me-
you.
For me, the idea that you can't check your luggage in 2 hours before, more than 2 hours before, who cares? That means you're at the airport too early.
That's, you know what? You and I are very similar. I'm
know
like,
what?
what's the
On
least
the
amount of
airport.
time do I have to be at this airport?
No, give me
I
a
didn't
couple
have to
hours.
wait in line, and they closed the door right after I got on. Winning.
I am good.
And then you get to go out onto the tarmac and load up.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
No,
it makes me
because
feel so
I-
fancy.
You can
No,
enter through
'cause
the
it's
rear,
like-
too.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Because it's always like, wait, I have to go out and then what? And then it's like, well, okay.
Remember
and then you
when
have
we
to climb
came
up
home
the
from-
steps.
From Mexico, and they like bust us over to.
Yeah,
Oh
that's what they had to do
yeah.
at Barcelona.
When you're at BCNL Pratt, yeah, you take a bus.
We got bused.
And then you go over here, and then I'm like, I remember I got there. I was
and
like,
the plane
where
is
am
just
I?
off in a random place.
Yeah. Just
And
hanging
you're
out.
like, that's your plane.
Our first when we flew from here into Barcelona, and we landed in an airfield, of course, but I'm just like, where's the airport? Because it felt like they bussed us for like 20 to 25 minutes to get to the actual terminal. And then we didn't know where we were. Like, we had to go find our bags. And then, like, we had to go find the other terminal that had Ryanair in it so that we could get on our flight.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So, anyway, so we made it to Vienna. Beautiful city. It was gorgeous.
Can't wait to go.
We dropped our stuff off after we checked into the hotel and decided to go out to the city and check it out and everything. And, of course, we wanted to go get a Kaiserkraner.
Kaiserkraner.
Okay, which is sausage with cheese in it, which is what Austria is known for.
Okay.
It's particularly Vienna.
They're known for their cheesy
I don't know how to
sausage.
spell that.
And then they take, so you can get it like they can take a piece of bread and they shove a hole in it.
Oh.
And then they put they ask you if you want mustard and ketchup, which I always say yes.
Okay.
And they do a couple of pumps on the inside of the bread and then they shove the sausage in and
my
they
God.
hand it to you. It's fucking delicious.
What kind of bread is it?
It's just like a
Like a
regular
roll.
French
A
bread roll.
Kaiser roll.
Oh, my God.
But Andy and I are at this sausage stand, and we're at a little table outside, because they only have stand-up tables with no chairs. So you're just kind of eating it because it's street food. And we see this guy. We actually have a picture of this guy, too, as well.
Perfect.
He was cute.
Okay.
He was in his early 20s, probably. No
22,
more than
23.
25.
What an expat.
Right. But he was Slovakian, and his name was Peter.
Okay.
Hey, Peter.
Oh,
Shout out, Peter.
did you tell him about our podcast?
No.
Oh.
But
He'll
he
find
was
it.
he was
He'll find
like
it.
he had a backpack on and he had a couple of bags from stores. I'm not sure if they were stores from around that area, but they were stores. And then he was trying to
stores.
fumble with his bags and his Kaiserkraner and trying to get a drink or something like that. And I told him, I was like, hey, if you need to put anything down, you put it down right here. And so then he starts talking to us.
We shared the table with him.
Right. So then he started talking to us. Oh, where you guys from? Blah, blah, blah. And we're oh, I'd never been to America before. I was just out here doing some shopping and hanging out for the weekend kind of thing. And
It was completely innocent and completely friendly, but you never know.
right,
Or he
because
was trying to prime you to get pickpocketed.
Well, and I was looking around making sure nobody was going to walk
I was
up
going to
on
say,
us.
were you just extra cautious?
There is no crowd. If you stood in the middle of our parking lot, that's about how crowded this part
That's how
of
they
the
get
city
you.
was.
That's how they get you.
Exactly, because it was dark.
Next thing you know, you wake up in a van
Missing a kidney.
But we turned
that you know of.
So just in casual, Paul had no discomfort going through this, and we're walking away, and I was like, you could have been sex trafficked. And he was like, what?
No, you were the one that implanted that in his brain.
I did. I totally did. But it became the narrative. Everyone we talked to on the cruise was like, we were almost sex trafficked in Vienna.
Yeah. And you know what? They would have been lucky to have you.
Yes, exactly.
They would have been like, we got to steal.
No, they were like, oh, this is a lot.
He would have gotten a lot of money from me. They paid about the
Absolutely.
pound.
But it was like, we're walking away, I'm like, I wonder if he wanted to, have a place to stay tonight
Yeah.
or something like that. You just never know.
Yeah.
And we were just like, oh, nice
Okay.
talking to you. Bye.
I gotta go get my soccer tort.
We got dessert waiting around the corner.
And I did have a soccer tort. Don't get it at the soccer hotel.
Is it like
Yeah.
SOCCER?
I talked to somebody at my course yesterday who's traveled a lot. Norm.
Okay.
And he said same thing. It was really dry and really grainy.
Yeah.
And
What
just
is
not,
it?
So soccer tort, it's spelled SACHER.
Oh.
And it's basically a chocolate cake with apricot
filling and a chocolate ganache.
I like a
Right.
ganache. Yeah.
So, but the one that we had at soccer hotel, the ganache was more fudgier than it was supposed to be. It looks like it had been sitting out for a while because it got kind of dried out and
I mean, that looks
crunchy.
good.
It looks good. I just wish that it tasted
good.
So it was a lot of fun. We went and we saw Sissy Apartments as well next day. She was one of the most beloved empresses in Vienna. That was a lot of fun. And then we saw the Austrian National Library, which please go because it is gorgeous. Just phenomenally like breathtaking in its scope. And
wow, that is pretty.
yeah, I mean, it was freaking fantastic.
Wow.
We went to Central Cafe. We
Okay.
had to do that. It was
What is
like,
that? Is that famous?
It's a
That's
very
on our
famous-
list to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So make sure you make a reservation.
Okay.
And don't just walk in, because that's what a lot of people did. So they're waiting. And
Is it
there's
a cafe?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
like a cafe. So you can go in and get a drink, and
It kind of looks like that inside, though. It's,
Oh, okay.
It's been around for hundreds of years.
hundreds
Nice.
of years. And then we,
You're right.
like I'm trying to remember the first night where did we go for dinner? Oh, we did a pasta color, which was this underground wine cellar that was used by monks or something, and
Like the 12 apostles,
Always the
monastery of
monks.
the 12 apostles. So
Where
they call it
Jesus
the
was?
Apostles' cellar.
yeah,
You had dinner with Jesus
and his 12 friends.
during Pride Month?
12 gay friends.
And they had like a live accordion and violin that strolled around and played music for
Oh,
them.
I love that.
Didn't stop at our table though.
Ugh,
Homophobic.
during Pride Month.
So it was a lot of fun. It was very authentic Austrian food, and so it was a lot of fun. We also the next day we went to
The Belvedere.
the Belvedere Palace and saw the Klimt exhibit and stuff with all the different Klimt and other Austrian.
Is that where the
Artists.
vodka comes from?
Is that the what?
The vodka comes from there? The Belvedere?
Oh,
Like, really?
Probably, I don't know.
All I know is that Missy Elliott says the Belvedere playing tricks on
But
you.
it's also it's a great. The grounds are also very nice as well. Even though none of the fountains were working, that seemed to be a thing for us while we were walking around in all these
Wow,
different
it's
countries.
huge.
None of the
Wow.
fountains were working.
Was
Yeah.
it just the weather?
I think it might be getting ready for summer season. Like they were
Okay.
using it as the time to clean out things. And there was a lot of that.
But if you're gonna go to the Upper Belvedere because that's where the Gustav Klimt stuff is. So it is
Okay.
gorgeous. And then we had lunch at Steierek, which was a 3 Michelin star restaurant.
Is that the bread cart?
That is where the bread cart
Yes.
was. So
How do
they
you
were
spell
like
that?
Steirek. Steierek. I'm probably missing an R-E there somewhere. Steirek, probably. There you go. Steierek, Vienna. So
Should we think
30-something varieties of bread on the cart.
Oh, perfect amount.
Lunch, if you're going to do something like that, I would probably say lunch is a good option for you because like it's not as expensive as dinner and there's different options that you choose in the amount of courses that you get.
Does the bread cart come with lunch?
The bread cart comes with everything.
Okay, even
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah, and there were a lot of extras. So like if you go to lunch, you're getting like the 4-course tasting menu.
Okay.
But there ends up being like 7 courses.
Right, because they give you a mousse bouches, a couple of different mousse bouches.
What'd you call me?
All right,
And
exactly.
a couple of extra desserts and
Oh, I'm all
Yeah.
about the extra desserts.
And then, lunch was fantastic. And then Andy also, they did he got the Atlantic cod. Was it cod?
oh yeah, the codfish cooked in
And beeswax.
oh,
So what they do is if you order it, they bring it to your, like a frame with the piece of fish on the inside of it. And then right in front of you, they pour hot beeswax on top of it.
that's kinky.
And then leave it there because you're watching as it slowly turns opaque.
Wow.
And it softly cooks the fish
no.
while you're there. And so right when it's time for that to be your part of your lunch, they then show you that they flip it over and then they show you that the fish is perfectly cooked on the inside and they take it back to the kitchen so they can prepare your dish.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
it
It was
very
very cool, and it was delicious.
And then did they pour a little hot wax on you?
Oh,
No.
maybe.
Can you?
You got to pay extra.
All
for
right,
that.
my turn.
But it was really cool because there was like not as many people there, and then Andy was one of the only people in our area who ordered the cheese as dessert.
So I didn't get a dessert course. I got a cheese course instead.
Like a
And-
cheese plate.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal.
And the guy brought out 2 carts, and I'm like, there's cheese on top of it. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. Oh my God, I'm going to take a picture of it. Then all of a sudden he starts opening up drawers and tops of
Sliders
things. And
Olive cheese.
There had to be 40 different cheeses.
he was like, these are the blues. These are the extra
Wow.
creams. These are the funky, adventurous ones. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
You do love a funky cheese.
I do love a funky cheese.
Yeah.
Praise to Jesus.
And then Andy, after lunch, decided to go to the Schönbrunn Palace just to see it. I did not feel like I needed to go there, so I went back and took a nap because I was tired.
What's the Schönbrunn Palace?
It's the big palace that's still in the city limits, but kind of on the outskirts a little bit. It's really the largest. Beautiful. It's like Versailles.
Oh, okay.
I think there's something like 1,200 rooms in it.
1,200?
There's only like 70 of them are open.
I think that was the
viewable.
summer palace or the winter palace.
Oh
one
my
of the
God,
two.
that's huge.
It is enormous and gorgeous.
Yeah.
I just did the mini tour. Like I literally walked through about 8 rooms, but they have a hall of mirrors that's like their ballroom.
Oh,
that
wow.
was really great. The grounds are incredible.
It's huge.
So then we went to a rooftop bar called Sky Bar in Vienna, which gave us a beautiful view of this the St. Peter's Cathedral,
St.
St. Stephen's Cathedral, and we did a shot with our waitress, which was very cool. What
was her name? Gretel?
I don't even know what her name was. She was just fun because she was doing shots with somebody else, and I was like, "Let's do a shot with our what shot were you guys doing?"
I would love to go to a rooftop.
Oh, they have
That
many.
was a great place.
That was a great place, and their drinks were really good, and the little bit of food that we did have was delicious. And then we went and we just had dinner again really easily, and then we went to Lantman's Cafe and had dessert, which I'll tell you now, okay? I'm not a coffee person, so I usually just get like a mocha or something, frou-frou. So
And it's like 8:30 at night.
it's 8:30 at night, and so I decided I'm going to get a Viennese coffee, which is coffee with ice cream in it.
A real coffee or a decaf?
No, it's a real coffee.
Real coffee.
And now we go to this place because it's like Freud's favorite cafe.
Like
Again,
the
it's been around
psychologist?
hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Sigmund Freud or whatever?
Yes.
Sigmund, yeah.
Sigmund, yeah.
So, and it's in a really cool part of town. So we go there, and I was going to have strudel. That was the reason for picking this one because their strudel is supposed to be really good. So Paul's like, I'm going to get a Vienna coffee. I'm like, Paul, it's late at night. Don't drink a coffee now. You'll be up all night. He's like, I got this.
Oh my God,
Don't worry.
Was it a Freudian slip?
So, cut to me at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Wide awake. Okay, Katy Perry. I'm wide awake.
And it was like, and not only that, but like we were going to Budapest the next day, and we had a train at like 6:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Well, you were already awake, so you were fine.
But like I finally fell asleep at like 4.
I hate that so much.
And then my alarm went off at like 5:30.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right.
Oh
well,
my!
let's
Did
go.
you sleep on the train at least?
No.
Oh.
I didn't sleep all day. I just went through the whole day like
You were caffeinated and ready.
Yes, and Budapest was good. I really liked it. I didn't. It's different than Vienna. I will say that.
It's a different country.
It's a totally different country, but also like I don't feel like they have as much history as Vienna does.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I mean, they have the history, but they were impacted by the Soviet era.
Right.
So some of their history's kind of been smoothed over a little
But
bit.
the Fisherman's
Oh,
Bastion
interesting.
is beautiful. There was a lot of other stuff that I wish we had a chance to see, but we had to we only were there for the day, so we had to make sure that we.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were only.
They have a really provocative art display, and it's, I guess, during World War II, Jews were basically killed on the riverside, so their bodies would fall into the Danube. And they have now along probably a 100-yard piece of the river, the shoes all like bronzed shoes and
Really?
pocket things that people would have like left behind as a memorial to all the people who were killed.
Oh, that's chilling.
It's very chilling.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful picture, but I mean, it was very like a subtle way to kind of remember these horrific things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. So we saw Fisherman's Bastion. We saw the Buda Castle. Just so you guys know, Budapest is actually 2 different cities. One is Buda, the other is Pest.
No.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, now we know.
Now you know. And so the two of them
When you go
together.
on one side, where the train station is the Buddha side, and where the market is on the
the
Pest
Pest?
side.
Why do they just feel like combining to one?
I guess it was always two cities, and they just kind of combined into one.
Huh.
So we did the Gellert baths while we were there.
Oh yeah.
Which were a lot of fun, very relaxing, very body positive. So we loved it a lot. Then we got back, and then the next day we were leaving Vienna to go to Bologna, Italy, for the night. And that was a lot of fun because we'd never been to Bologna, and beautiful city. I would love to go back. And
Was that where the deli meat comes from?
No, but it is where mortadella, which is a sort of kind of like bologna.
Love mortadella.
It's kind of like bologna.
Oh yeah, mortadella is life.
Yeah. So we ended up we got to our room and we put our stuff down and like, okay, let's go. We're gonna go find a mortadella place and have a sandwich.
Oh,
And we did, and it was
it good?
Amazing.
Oh my god, I love mortadella. Is so good.
And it had like a really soft mozzarella mousse with a pistachio cream as well.
Oh god,
it was
You've been making mousse lately.
fucking amazing. And then
I
of course
love
we had
it.
gelato. We walked around. We then when we were at dinner, we were looking around and I was like, there's a lot of people with Ferrari stuff on.
It was like Friday night.
Yeah.
And we're just noticing it's more crowded in Bologna than we had really seen anywhere else so far. And we're going, it's really crowded here. And then why is everybody wearing like Ferrari gear? And so we realized.
And he realized it was an F1 race that weekend, of course. Because, the F1 race follows us.
Wait, are you the actual owners of the F1?
Yes, we are. So it was a lot of, it was a lot of fun. The next day we got on the train to go to Ravenna, which is where our cruise ship is going out of. And of course, when we get on there, it's like everybody is heading out to where the races are because it was trial day, for the race the next day.
Yeah.
So it was packed. A guy from Glasgow sat next to us. Totally Andy's.
Not Glasgow. It was from Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Was it Gloucestershire?
But Andy loved it because the guy could just read the
said
phone book.
anything.
Wait, what do you mean?
His accent was just beautiful.
What was
was
his
into it.
accent?
Irish. Northern Irish.
Oh,
It's whimsical. It's very whimsical.
was he talking about his Lucky Charms?
Yes. They were magically
He's like,
delicious.
hello Andy, do you see my Lucky Charms? They're on the floor.
You know we do have
They were
listeners.
coming out of the shorts.
Coming out of his shorts.
Oh, and then I got to kiss the Blarney Stone.
I wanted to kiss his Blarney Stone.
Oh,
Both of them.
a third if you're lucky.
So we get to Ravenna, and I don't know what happened in Ravenna, but it felt like a bunch of trains all came in at the same time. So everybody is in the tunnel between the trains trying to get out, and it was just like
a walking tunnel.
Yeah.
on earth.
Between the lines, there's stairs that go down, so you can go back to the main station building. There's 3 or 4 lines.
I see.
But it was just everybody at once with baby strollers and all kinds of
trying to get to the
nonsense.
train, trying to leave the train, and it's just we were both just okay. So we get on the boat, meet up with everybody else that we're supposed to, because there's 17 of us.
Wait, is this where you guys got your cruise?
Yes.
Okay.
So we
Boarding the cruise was so easy. Literally, you just get off the bus, hand them your luggage, walk right on. It took minutes.
Oh, you don't take your luggage with you?
I can't believe that you've already experienced a vacation before starting a vacation.
It really was 3 separate vacations.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We had to have something to get us in the mood, So
Yeah, that Blarney Stone.
So it was a lot of fun. The vacation actually didn't. The cruise actually didn't start till I got my Miami Vice, as I told Andy, because I got to have a Miami Vice when I go on a cruise. That's just a given.
Which is made out of what?
It's a pina colada and a strawberry daiquiri mixed together.
Okay.
And then we had a good time. I did a Caribbean cocktail tasting. Andy did a champagne tasting.
Wow.
We actually had quite a few people on board, and we kept seeing them later on.
At
your
stops and
friends.
cities. There were some really nice people. And,
Yeah.
doing those activities were ways you met some of the other people because you were at a table with them talking, and then you'd run into them in other places. We actually saw some of those new friends more than we saw our own friends.
Right.
Around the
that's
ship.
funny.
Well, and it's okay, so the first day we're out at sea, we ended up celebrating everybody's stuff So that was the night we all got dressed up and we took pictures on the.
Oh, because there were multiple occasions.
There were multiple occasions, a lot of birthdays,
Like 9
tournaments.
birthdays, and
9?
an anniversary, and
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And our friend Bruce got sashes. You know, at Moe's they do like a happy birthday sash. So he got like Urban Moe's sashes for everybody whose birthday. So all the girls were wearing their princess.
I mean,
Yeah.
and you
That's cute.
worked it, honey.
Oh, and we were at one bar that was on one side of the ship, and we were going to dinner on another side of the ship, so we had to walk across the.
And that was probably like a 20-minute walk.
Well, and I'm like, there's 17 of us all dressed up with our sashes and everything, and it's like people were like, "Oh my God, I want to hang out with them."
Absolutely.
And then
Pride.
then we hear everybody else later be like, "Oh, we saw you guys last night. You guys look so good." I'm like, it was like our own pride parade.
You're like, thanks, I know.
Yeah. Give us money for tips.
So it was a lot of fun. We stopped in Santorini,
Yep.
Mykonos, Athens, and Split, Croatia.
Wow.
What's Split, Croatia?
It's a small medieval town.
Oh, the name is
city.
Split.
The
Yeah.
name is Split.
I didn't know if you like
a
split a
beach
part
town.
of Croatia.
It had originally been a Roman, a Roman castle.
Oh.
One of the emperors retired there.
Oh, okay.
And that building that was his castle and that was going to support like his entourage and all of that has become this kind of center of a very medieval city that still looks
cool.
very much like it did then.
So like historic.
Super cool.
Huh.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Santorini was gorgeous. The entire time we're at these spots, we're just like, could you imagine what this is going to be like in a month or two?
Right.
When it's like packed
Because
full of
we had
people.
beautiful weather. It wasn't crazy crowded.
Yeah.
The only place we had rain was in Split, and even there it cleared up. So.
Yeah. To me, like, Santorini was great. It just didn't feel like a real city or something.
Yeah,
you know?
it's very like out. It's out of place. if
And
that
I feel
makes
like
sense.
because it's split into two very distinct towns,
Yeah.
which is Sphera and Ia, you kind of have to go to Ia if you want to do the blue domed houses and on the sides of the hills and stuff like that, which are great. And then we also, our driver that we booked for our tour of Santorini took us to a bunch of cool places that we never would have found on our own for like pictures and stuff. Was really nice. And then we had dinner at a restaurant along the side of the cliff. They actually placed us in the best part, I think, that we could have gotten because we were right next to the water and got to see the entire sunset and everything. So it was gorgeous.
Beautiful place, because that's where I remember you sending me two photos that when you were there. One was like this beautiful view of Santorini, and then like you just went like this way just a bit, and it was just like the chaos of everybody that was trying to get their
Instagram versus
photos.
reality, and that's when I was pissed because I was like, these fuckers. Yeah, so you guys went when there weren't a lot of people. I went prime season.
Yeah, see, and I'm that type of person. I don't care. I'm like, I just want to go get my picture, and I will step in front of yours to get it. So, because I'm only going to take a second to get my picture, you're taking 15 minutes to set up your shot.
There were a lot through this whole trip. There were a lot of influencers in the wild moments where you're watching these people like they dressed up to go to this
to do this
like,
thing.
I wore an outfit that would look good against the white cliff houses and the blue domes.
When we were in Athens, people actually dressed up in their Grecian like toga
Grecian urn
dresses.
outfits.
No. One Grecian urn, two Grecian urn.
I don't know how many people actually got that reference because I'm just like
I didn't. What was it from?
it's from
Music
Mary
Man.
Poppins.
No, from Music
Music
Man.
Man.
Oh, from Music Man. I'm so sorry.
Where they do
I
like
thought
the
you were gonna make like a
one
Hercules,
Grecian urn,
like a
two
Hercules joke.
Grecian urn. It's all the ladies that sing the Pick a Little Tuck Little.
I haven't seen it. Add it to my list.
So Mykonos was a lot of fun. We ended up doing a beach club there. Not the one we wanted.
It's a very small like island and it very walkable. Like you can kind of see the touristy sites pretty quickly. So we did that in the morning, and then we took a bus over to where there was supposed to be this very famous gay beach club,
In
like
Lindsay
pool,
Lohan.
bar, restaurant.
Ideas.
It was going to be like we'll spend our afternoon at this like gay mecca, right? Who's Katy Perry? Is it? Who's the one that loves that? Or
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan's play.
But you
Yes.
didn't run into her, right?
We didn't, but we get to the damn club, and they're resurfacing the pool. The whole thing is closed.
Oh my god.
So fortunately, there was a beach club right next door that was more, straight. But
Ew, rude.
So Andy's like, well, how long is it gonna take? And the guy's like, like 4 hours. The other guy that was working with him, it's closed for the day, tomorrow. And we're like, oh, he said tomorrow. We're not going to be here. Okay, have a great day.
Oh, they had to resurface the pool to then fill up the water?
yes,
I mean, that would have taken a while.
Well,
I
and
didn't
then
care if we could go in the water. I just wanted to have a drink at the bar.
Oh, you just wanted to go
man.
in.
And see the boys.
Oh.
and so we it did remind me a lot of like Puerto Vallarta because
Yeah.
like when you're there. We're like, they have a lot of like lounge chairs and stuff like that. And
But these are luxurious beds.
Yes.
Like they're really nice with towels, with an umbrella, with a cocktail table. And you
yeah.
pay like €25.
well, they're like, if you want to be up in the front 3 rows, that's €50 a piece. You're going to be in the
God.
middle is 35. The back 3 rows is 25. I'm like, we'll take a back row.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this economy, when the dollar is tanking,
But it was lovely.
It was very lovely.
And beautiful people and all kinds of people. Like
Speedos galore.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to Mykonos.
Athens was great. The Acropolis was fantastic to see. It was just the most urban of the cities that we went to, it felt like.
Isn't it super touristy, too?
It is very
super.
touristy.
Yeah, you're with thousands of people.
We ended up finding a rooftop place because I got a reservation at a rooftop bar in Plaka. And we ended up finding this, like, by accident, this viral sensation Euro place that was just phenomenal. And we ended up having, like, the chicken, the beef, the shawarma, and then the halloumi Euro.
cheese
And that
gyros.
halloumi Euro was fantastic. Really good. And then Split was cool. I just had a little bit of like gastrointestinal issues the night before, so I was like, I couldn't go in the pool either.
he had to split.
Well, and I told Andy, I'm like, look, I'm having some issues. If I make it through the night, then
If I make it through the night, bitch, aren't you going to die?
if I make it through the night without like going to the bathroom, then I'll go on the adventure.
Okay.
But if I can't, then
It's
I'm
gonna
not
be
going
like an
to.
hour bus ride to get to the first
Oh.
stop.
And not only that, and
No.
it's going to a national park.
No bathrooms.
And then they were going to take a boat ride down the river to get to the next location.
Yeah, no, you...
And I was like, I woke up and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go. I'm sorry. I paid for it. It's fine. It's good. Whatever. I don't
So
want
did
my
you
money
just
back.
relax and have
So
like
I just
a...
relaxed. I went in and got to the pharmacy. I got a little something for myself.
Ooh.
And then,
Wait,
and
on the
then-
boat?
No,
we didn't go.
It split.
They split.
Oh, it's split. Okay.
But then I started feeling better, so they were coming back into the city, and they were going to do the castle tour. So I met up with them there, and then Split was very beautiful. Croatia is another one of those places I think I would love to visit.
Yeah.
I would love to go to like see all the Game of Thrones stuff.
Right? Yeah.
Was that in Croatia?
Yes.
And even in Split, there were certain parts of Game of Thrones that were filmed near there. And
Right,
you can like do a tour just focusing on that.
And
Really?
predominantly it was in Dubrovnik or around that area that they did a lot of the Game of Thrones stuff.
I have no idea. I feel like everything I always imagine is in like New Zealand.
So then we get back to Ravenna. We take 2 trains to get to Venice because that's where our flight out from Venice to Barcelona was. But in that time, we decided because we don't usually we don't like just hop over to Italy all the time. But we had a glass Christmas tree that we bought on our honeymoon like 7 years ago, and over the years, some of the ornaments have broken up.
Sure.
Off or something like that. So we're like, well, we have a couple of hours. Let's go to Venice. We'll go to Murano, which is where all the glassmakers are. We'll find the place, and then we'll replace them. So we ended up doing that, and then we're like, oh, we should probably get some for as gifts too.
This is from the same glass
wow.
factory. I've had this since.
Oh, you've had
when
it
we
forever.
first-
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, it weighs a ton.
Yeah,
It doubles as a weapon.
Exactly. So it was a lot of fun, but it's just like Venice is hard to navigate because the only way to get around is
The fucking
the
boats.
water buses. So you're.
I thought it's the gondola, like
That's-
the little.
that's the water
That's in the actual canals. To get from island to island, you have to use the water buses.
Is it like a
You
boat?
can get water taxis too.
Or you get water
It's expensive,
taxis.
but I mean, it's navigating open water basically
Yeah.
to go from one side to the other.
Interesting.
So it was like once I got there, I was like, Venice was never my favorite of Italy, but once we got there, I was like, oh, I miss Venice.
I've never been to Venice.
nice.
I want to go.
It's a magical place.
It's very beautiful. Like and seeing it again, I was just like, oh, I do like Venice.
It's very Venetian.
Well, and it's cool because you literally leave the train station and there are boat docks right in front of you. You
Really?
just get on the
You just
boat
go?
that's going in the right direction.
Oh my God.
It was very crazy though. Like
I
we had to
love
like
that.
try to figure out which boat we were supposed to
And
take.
we've done it before,
Yeah.
so that made it even funnier because like we know what to do and
It's so confusing.
speak enough Italian to get around, but it was still like, oh, what's right?
You
What-
just gotta do what they say
that's
with
where
your
we were having
hands.
some of that travel
Exactly.
tension.
Yeah, that's where
Travel tension.
Hey, you just do what they say with your
So I'd
hands.
be like, no, this is the right place. And Paul's like, I don't know if this is the right place. Well, Paul, it's the right place. We're
And then
okay.
like, it's not the right place. Oh, another thing. I'm sorry. I'm going to circle back for just a second. Because there were 17 of us, like on the cruise ship,
So
like
many.
me and Andy are very much like early birds. Even though we like, oh, we're going to sleep in. We slept into like 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely-
that's a good one.
Then we get up like in the days that we were like at sea. We get up in the morning, go have breakfast, and then we like go hang out at the hot tub for a little bit because it's still quiet, so not a lot of
While
people
everyone
around.
else is sleeping.
Correct. So then we're those friends that like get the really good chairs. And then when we're done, which is like 11:30, that's when everybody else starts coming down and wanting to suntan and everything. And so they're like, oh, well, you can have our chair now. So
They're like, we're done.
They got to benefit from us. So anyway, so we go from Venice to Barcelona. And by the time we got to Barcelona, it felt like Vienna had been so long ago.
Because it had been.
It really had been.
Because
It
it was
like 8
it was
days,
2
yeah.
weeks.
Oh my God.
So now we're on phase 3.
Yeah, now we're on phase 3 of the trip. So we're in Barcelona. Really easy to like. We decided we were just gonna like Uber from the airport to the hotel.
Best
smart.
decision ever.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't take the train.
And then, plus we had like heavier
I love
luggage,
the
so we'd
train.
have to like.
No.
I love the train too. I like listen. I'd take the metro if I could, but because our bags were so large and heavy,
Yeah.
I'm glad that we didn't
That's
because
smart.
as we were watching people do it themselves, I'm like, I don't want to
Like,
do that.
no. I don't know.
And cobblestone streets are charming. Until
Yeah.
you have to
Until
Until you have a roller.
Yeah. So our hotel, which was the Circuitel Rosalán, was perfectly located. It was like a block or two away from the Sagrada Familia metro line.
You had a
It
great
was
view.
A great view. Our room actually had a view of the Sagrada. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to get tired of looking at it or something. And did I
can't.
just pay for this view
Yeah.
that I just don't want to look at. But I never got tired of looking at it.
It's so pretty.
Right, and we would go upstairs to the bar, and it's a rooftop bar, and you see the Sagrada right, like just massively like towering over you, and you're just in awe of this like man-made structure that is still being constructed at this point.
Almost done, though. It's like almost done.
Well,
So the
100
main tower
years.
should be done in 2026, and the additional towers won't, and ornamentation and like adding the bells and all the other stuff probably won't be done until 2030.
yeah,
girl.
it's crazy.
It's like almost 200 years at this point.
Right. Well, but like the cool thing is you look at it and you're like, every time you look at it, and depending on the time of day and everything, you see something new.
Oh, yeah. There's so much outside of like on the decorations and
Right,
everything.
yeah.
And on the inside, it is gorgeous. And then you have to wait till like on the inside, there's so much stained glass that when you go in, it's like depending on the time of day, it may look different. So like, don't rush your way through it because like the view you had when you walked in may be different in an hour as the sun moves.
So crazy.
The pro tip that my friend Steph told me was either do it sunrise or sunset.
Yeah, first thing in the morning or last thing at night.
Yeah, we got there first thing in the morning. We were like one
so
of the
you
first people,
so
and we were
pretty.
there for about an hour or so. But like it was overcast when we first got there. But as we were like 15, 20 minutes before we were leaving, the sun came out, and so it was just the amount of different colors that were washing over the church. But it's
So
amazing on the
pretty.
inside.
Yeah.
We did the tower. Which it is a circular.
Is it a height? Do you have to walk the stairs? Or is there
So
an
you
elevator?
you take the elevator up to a certain point, then you have to walk the rest of the way, and then
Not far.
not very far, but then you have to walk all the way down.
Oh.
And not really made for large Americans that have broad shoulders. So
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was the shoulders that were the problem.
You had to shoulder the burden.
but it was beautiful, and just like the different kind of pictures you could take, like looking upwards to the spiral staircase or looking downwards and stuff like that, and then just like all the different things around that you can get pictures of.
The thing that like struck me was just like the stained glass. Like it was so pretty. I didn't go up the tower.
Oh yeah.
Where was like the tippy top tower? That's what you went
it
through.
was like, it was called the Passion Tower.
Huh.
So it was one of the side towers.
Okay.
But and you got a great view of just the city and everything too, which was fantastic. And then we went to Park Well,
Yes.
which was fantastic. But the way that it told us to get there, we ended up
Right.
going to the.
I'll tell this part of the story.
Okay.
So we're looking at advisories on how to get there, and on the one, it's like the closest metro or the closest stop is this whatever stop, and then another write-up said it is not advisable to get off at that stop because there's a lot of stairs and there's no like electronic escalators or any way to get up the stairs. But the other way required you to walk for like 15, 18 minutes to get from the metro to the entrance to the park. So we were both like, okay, well, we'll do the stairs. I mean, because it's literally
15
only 5
minutes.
minutes away from there, right? There were a lot of stairs. It was 5 minutes straight up.
A lot of fucking stairs. I was like, Nick would love this shit.
I would love it so much.
I will tell you.
Thank you for thinking of me. 'Cause
Yes,
I would.
I walked to Parkwell and like, girl, it is sweatastic. Like you are like when you're walking in like the city, it's like all you're doing is sweating.
Okay, but like where we got dropped off on the metro, first of all, we had to figure out where it was because it did not look like where we were supposed to go. And then it was just straight up for like 15 minutes upstairs. Like we had to take like 3 breaks.
Were you like,
get
God
up there.
damn it.
I remember it was like incline and I was like, what the fuck is this?
So-
and I was already sweaty.
We ended up coming in at the top of Parkwell in the back.
That's how I went up. Yeah. And it was like an unassuming like gate.
Yes.
that you went in.
And
Yes.
it was not so crowded. So we
Yeah.
then we had to worry about like, well, where's all the stuff? I mean, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Well, and there's like the first kind of thing you go around, like you can go around to the left and to the right, and there's some stuff to see, and then you get into like the lizard thing.
Right. Then we go, because you have to walk down and then
Yeah.
you go to like the
That's how-
cavernous stuff.
yeah, girl.
But it ended up being a good way to do it because
Oh, yeah.
we had walked all our hills in the beginning and everything else was downhill from there.
Yep. Yeah, I did
Best-
the exact same thing.
Best part about that though is we get off, we leave the park right at the end, and it was beautiful. We can talk more about that in a second. But as soon as you walk out the park, there was a bus waiting right there. We're like, we're getting on
hi.
this bus. I
Yeah.
don't even care where it's going. We're just going to get on the bus.
And we'll figure it out from there.
and the busing is so good. Like it told you when you were going to line up with a metro stop. So
Oh,
it ended up being a perfect.
that's convenient.
Yeah, and I mean, Parkwell was beautiful. There's the one area that's a large white area that has like all the tile work, where there's a lot of benches and stuff, and people take a lot of pictures because it's a great view of the city and everything, and of the funky houses that they have on Parkwell.
Yeah.
And then we walked down to where the lizard was, and then right behind the lizard is that like covered area, like the kind of like canopy area, where they have all of the tile work on the ceiling as well, which was beautiful. And then we went into the gift shop, which was the
There's a gift shop?
yeah, there's like one of the houses towards
One
the
of the
entrance.
Dr. Seuss houses is a gift shop.
Right.
I don't think I went into a gift shop because
One
there
is
was
a
also
museum.
like I'm trying to remember like there was like a thing where you go up and like It was like a circular.
That's the white area with
But like you
tile.
can't, like you have to keep moving. You can't just like hover. And like you're like they had guards there.
We didn't have as much crowd.
Okay.
as
Right,
you did.
yeah.
But below it was like really pretty arched stuff.
Yeah,
Correct.
That's the white.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if the lizard is behind you and you're facing the gates, there's two houses, one on the left, one on the right.
Right at the entrance.
The left is a museum. The right is the gift shop.
Oh yeah, I didn't do those because you had to pay extra.
Okay, yeah. Well, the gift shop you didn't have to pay, but it's like
Not the gift shop, but
you could go up, and they had a really cool view of like that you could take from like the third story that like of the park and stuff.
I think
so.
by the time I had gotten to the lizard, I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here because there's so many people.
Same girl. I was like, it is hot, and there's way too many influencers here for me, and I'm about to hit somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it was beautiful because the stuff was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then we ended up
Meeting up with Christian.
meeting up with our friend Christian.
Oh, nice.
And he took us to
Hey, Christian.
hey girl.
Hey.
Took us to a great place called Cafe Pimentel. And tapas was amazing. They even had sweetbreads, which I was like,
Did you get the anchovies?
No sweetbreads.
no, we didn't have anchovies this time.
But was it on everything?
I had anchovies and
the night before.
in Greece, I think.
Yeah, in Santorini.
Yes.
But that's one thing that surprised me about Spain, or like Barcelona specifically, is all the tapas, like they were very anchovy heavy.
I love anchovies. Though.
I didn't know.
And sardines.
Yeah.
And a lot of that.
And I
Oh,
like,
there's just salt. That's all it is.
Yeah.
but there's anchovies.
But it was a great little place. We had a fantastic dinner, and it's interesting to see because Christian speaks Spanish very fluently. He's like befriending everybody, and they were like, when we got there, they were like, okay, well, you have an hour and a half. We need you up an hour and a half because somebody's got that reservation. And we're like, okay. So another thing that Andy lives for that's giving him life is his favorite new word.
Tranquilo. He's like, every time you'd be like, hey, don't we have to go soon? He'd be like, tranquilo. Tranquilo. It's like, just relax.
Yeah, tranquil.
Christian met us with his boyfriend, who's
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah.
And one of the things he was saying is like, he's very passionate. He gets like frustrated, and Christian will just like tranquilo, and it's like not offensive. Where he said if he said to him like you need to chill out a little, that would be offending. Like he'd get really upset if you
Yeah.
said that. It's almost like saying calm down to somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Where tranquilo is just like. So we all were doing it. Every time we looked at the clock, we were like, oh, tranquilo, it's okay. You know?
So, and then we ended up going to Paradiso.
What's that?
Which is the bar that we were at with the very good-looking bouncer.
Oh, the hot bouncer that you wanted to
Yes.
get arrested, or that I wanted to get arrested for you.
So when we went, so in 2022, Paradiso was named the number one bar in the world. In 2024, it was number 22 out of the top 50. So this is a very cool bar.
I don't know. At that rate, they're not going to be on the top 50 on
They're on a
2025.
downward trajectory.
They're not on the list anymore.
We're fully supporting them.
But it was fantastic. I didn't know what I was thinking when we saw the light up iPad menus. But,
okay.
And everything was very cool, had like very interesting flavor combinations.
Ingredients you've never heard of in everything.
But they actually had pictures of the stuff. So
I love
a lot of the
that.
stuff came out looking just like the picture. Like Luca ordered the Enigma, and it was like the guy brought a head to the table and then took the top part off. So inside was the drink with what looked like brains on an ice cube.
Oh, I love that.
And it was like everything had a food element that you had to eat that would then
Enhance
the drink that you were having.
Okay. I mean, I appreciate the experience, but I'm
Yes, very.
When you said Paradiso, what's it called? I imagine Stefan from SNL being like, the hottest club is Paradiso, where they put
have everything.
skull brains on your thing and you get to drink it.
They have everything. Clouds.
brains.
Midget wrestlers.
So, hot bouncers.
He was fine. I have a
We all were
screenshot.
like, all
Girl.
four of us were like, God damn.
His name was Brett from Sheboygan.
No,
He was
his
on
name was
Summer.
what's his Spanish name?
He was.
I don't wanna be
He was
rude.
very American.
Is
Oh,
Christian,
really?
Is Christian the one that
We
was
had him on the
from-
podcast.
Yeah, but where was he working in San Diego before?
At Kettner.
Yes, he was from Canada.
Yeah.
But then
He's
he
the one that
left.
was on
Yes.
the dessert on Chopped
Yes.
Sweets.
I'll just say I saw the photos of you all together with him and his boyfriend. I'm like, you all look really cute.
Okay, so shout out for Renan and Quentin. We sent them a picture while we were at the table going, oh, look at this great paella. And their first response was, who are those guys on the other side of the table?
So we ended up going to Paradiso, having drinks and stuff. We had one drink, and it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we're like, okay, we're going back to our
This
hotel.
was really fun.
You didn't want to go to the club?
Okay,
Another
bye.
club?
Well, and I was like, what are you guys going to do? And Christian was like, oh, I think we're just going to go back, and then we'll meet you guys at 9 o'clock.
For breakfast.
For breakfast.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, great. So we go to sleep and
bed.
everything. I wake up in the morning, and I'm looking through Instagram, and I'm like, oh, Luca just posted a picture of him with a bunch of drag queens at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like,
I don't think you're having
I don't think
breakfast.
they're gonna make breakfast.
No way. There's no way.
So we ended up going to Montjuïc
Montjuïc,
Castle and stuff, and doing and going,
which is like a cable car to the top, and then there's a magical fountain that was empty of water,
Ooh.
so it wasn't
Oh, wait,
that
we-
magical.
Oh my
Take
god,
the-
another empty fountain.
Yeah, we take the funicular up, and then from there you take the
cable car.
The cable car.
What's a funicular?
Like a train that goes on a very steep angle.
Yeah,
Sounds
The
kind
thing
of
that-
dirty.
No, the thing that takes you from like the bottom of LA, that place from like the marketplace, it goes Angel's Landing. You and I did.
we
You and I
didn't
did
go.
it, Nick,
That's
but
a vernacular.
he-
Yeah, they
Oh,
do.
is it like the one in Puerto Vallarta?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So we ended up doing that, and that was a lot of fun. Beautiful views of the city and everything. And then finally around 11 o'clock, Christian
Woke up.
Yeah, he woke up and he texted me. He's like, "Good morning." I'm like, "Hey."
I've been up for 4 hours. What's going on?
I was like, "So you guys okay?" Like, we went out to the clubs and blah blah blah. And I'm like, we figured that. So we ended up meeting them for lunch at a great little place by the water, and had amazing Valencia style paella.
So fun.
With rabbit and chicken in it. And it was
Ooh,
very
I love
good.
rabbit.
The food
That's
was,
going to be our next like group dinner. We're going to make a paella.
yeah.
Oh, I was like, rabbit? Can you get rabbit?
You can get rabbit here.
Yeah, you get rabbit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Iowa Meats.
Like
Or
a specialty store?
Wise Ox, if you need to. They can
I
order.
love rabbit.
Yeah.
Or just go outside, see one, and just go little BB gun to the head, and then you're
I'm
good.
actually totally into rabbit too.
Oh.
So, and then we ended up going downtown to see Casa Bastillo
Right.
and
And Mila.
Casa Mila, which are the two Gaudi apartments. A
Oh.
lot of fun, and then I was like, okay, well, we went over to Las Ramblas as well, and I'm like, okay, there is a Primark right there, so I'm going to go over there.
I wanted to shop at Primark.
I wanted to go shopping at Primark
Girl,
again.
Las Ramblas is like the bougie area.
Well, and then we were walking around, and then one of Christian's old roommates was going to meet up with us, and so we met him. We were like, "Attenzione, pickpocket."
He'd be like, pickpocket. Tranquilo.
So, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. We ended up finding this cute little place. We went to the Picasso Museum
Late
that
night
night.
museum.
Right. And we also did the MoCo in Barcelona. So if anybody is going and they have
What's
a chance,
MoCo?
It's a modern art collective. And they
They had a Banksy exhibit.
Right,
Oh,
a baking
interesting.
exhibit. They had a very cool light exhibit with the different lights in the glass walls and stuff.
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
cool, cool.
So it looked almost like a Forever Room,
Oh, I love
an
that.
Infinity Room. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So check that out if you get a chance. And then we found a cute little place for tapas called Story, which looked like a library and stuff. And then we
should say that maybe on the next episode we can tell the story of when Paul almost died twice.
in the same day.
Right.
And he's still here, everyone.
I am.
Paul's a survivor. He's not going to give up. He ain't going to stop what? He's
Okay.
surviving.
Okay.
I think that's the lyrics. What? What?
This is Dixie Chicks serious. Isn't that from Pitch Perfect?
Yes.
Excuse me?
This is Dixie Chicks serious.
We're home, and that was a lot of fun.
I know you were gone for like 100 years.
It was 3 weeks.
Baxter forgot who we were.
You've been
Yes.
gone forever.
And he had such a good time hanging out with his best friend.
Aw,
we got pictures every day.
He got treated like a king.
We can't say that person's name out loud
Quentin and
because
Renan were
because
amazing.
he will.
he'll think he's here.
Yes.
You know.
He'll get triggered.
So, and we brought you guys back penis soap.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing too.
Can't wait to use that.
See, you could use it as a dildo too.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
know,
but
you gotta really-
unlike a good dildo, it gets worse over time.
It just helps you appreciate the moment
Yeah, exactly.
because the moment will be gone.
Washed away. On that note, everybody have a great week.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to These Unprecedented Gays. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and join us next time as we continue exploring the ever-changing landscape of queer life. Until then, stay proud, stay fierce, and stay unprecedented.